This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
All right. All right.
A little behind the...
It worked this time.
Yeah. Every time Amy uses my computer, she somehow managed to sign me out of every single Google. It's like 10 Google accounts that I need to be signed into, and somehow, whenever she signs into hers, she signs out of all of them. I don't know how she does it, so I'm a little behind now.
It's fine. You got me. I'm here. I'm still here, El Guapo. All right. Episode 185. Off and running. We didn't have the get to know you, then get to know you again on the air thing, so we're just going to get to know you right on the air.
That sounds good to me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, try now.
Can you hear me?
That's better.
All right, good. I can't hear myself, so that's good.
You should probably... That's the
Can
point
you-
of the
can you hear
headphones. Yeah, man, we're here with...
Cortland.
Tazlosensky.
That's something like that.
You have way...
And my wife, Caroline, and daughter, Lillian, are here.
Yeah. You have way too many consonants in your name. You need to fix that. Make it more easily pronounceable.
Too many syllables. I have good memory, so it's okay.
So, just real quick, just so you're not uncomfortable, this is like, it's just us sitting around having a laugh. I can't curse. I've already screwed that up once.
Also, we ran out of video releases, so
I don't know what that means.
You're being recorded live on the internet. Is that okay with you?
If I say no, what does that mean?
That means we have to shut the show down right now.
and then talk shit about you after you leave.
But I'm not kidding. You're okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Good.
So we got the brewer here, and you guys, Kings Court Brewery, Brewing Company, brand spanking new.
We're 2 months old now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get much newer than that. That's pretty awesome. So we've had a bunch of newer breweries on. Most of them are still around.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So
that's good.
The odds are in your favor.
All right.
Well, to be fair, the one that you're talking about, they went under because of personal reasons that had nothing to do with their success.
know.
You're
I'm
talking
just-
about North River.
Yeah.
I'm just talking shit. I don't mean anything by it. Is she out of the room now?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
so. I think they're going to come and go a little bit.
Okay, it's fine. I don't care. I
Lily
just gotta...
will come on and sing "Row, Row, Row Your Boat" for us.
All right,
Sure.
cool.
We could do that.
Okay.
Is she? Will she curse if she hears it too much?
She definitely repeats words.
Okay.
But not a swear yet, so that's
Yeah.
good.
All right,
And,
that's
you
my
know,
first
I work
word
in a
was
brewery,
shit.
so I certainly swear.
Yeah. Yeah. My first word was shit.
Was it?
My first word was shit. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a
Really?
good one.
Yeah.
That's like, are you potty trained already or what?
At that point, probably not. I mean, now, yes, I am now. But, yeah, by the time I said my first words,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't yet.
I have a new nephew. He's not new.
Yeah.
Kinda
He's
new.
kind of an old baby.
Yeah, he's an old baby now. He's like 8 months, almost 9, and yeah, just watching him grow up and everything. I'm not around children very often, which is I guess is a good thing for my Anyway, so I don't really know what the deal is. How when do they start talking? When do they start?
I mean, I think every
Walking.
child's different, right?
Sure.
Our kids started walking or started crawling at like 7 months and started walking at like 10 and a half.
Oh,
So that was
Christ.
pretty
So
early, I
walked
feel
pretty
like.
early, huh?
Yeah. Talking, I don't freaking remember, Like, let's be real. It's a blur.
It's somewhere on my Facebook newsfeed.
You
I
don't
know.
sleep a lot, you work a lot, there's a lot of crying and there's a lot of great moments, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
We don't have a scrapbook or anything like that, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
I think nowadays people just take a lot of pictures that they're never going to look at.
So we don't even take pictures, which
No.
is nice. Our
Yeah.
parents take pictures and send them to us.
That's good.
But we don't
Yeah.
take pictures. I mean, it's our first kid, right? Usually couples are crazy with their first. Nah, we're like super laid back with the first. It's a kid, It falls, get up. It's all right.
That's the way to go, though.
I mean,
That's the way to do it, I think.
kids are made of rubber. Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's all good.
My sisters-in-law, they treat their kid the same way. It's like, or my co-sisters-in-law. I always forget. that.
Co-sisters-in-law.
They treat their kid the same way. But the pictures thing is funny because they don't post any pictures of them really on social media or anything like that because they found like kids, younger kids, where like Facebook was around early and everything. Now they're a little older and they're more conscious of what their parents were doing, like taking photos of them and putting them up on Facebook, and not too happy about that stuff.
Right.
Because there's some embarrassing.
I mean, I can see
some
that.
embarrassing stuff. on
Yeah,
that.
I guess you never have to deal with.
Yeah.
Because it was always just your mom showing baby pictures to your
Right.
new girlfriend.
Yeah.
But now it's like your new girlfriend can go and look at your old baby.
Yeah,
pictures
they just find your mom on
Yeah.
Facebook and then just scroll around.
How long has Facebook been around?
It's got to be at least 10, 15 years.
I
right?
feel like my account's about 8 years old now, and that's pretty old.
I was late to the
Yeah,
party.
I was very late to the party.
Because we're contrarians.
Because it was it wasn't even. I hadn't heard of it.
That's what it was for me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need this Facebook thing. MySpace works just fine.
Yeah, MySpace. Yeah. I feel like Facebook's turning into like that older crowd, though, right?
Yeah.
It's like 40
Oh,
and
yeah, it's
older,
done.
and everyone
It's-
else
it's
is turned
done
to
for the young people.
Instagram. Or,
My mom loves it because she's in touch with all of her
Right.
friends from like high school and college and everything that she hasn't talked to in like 20 years. So now, or 20, even more. She's really old.
I was about to say, so your mom's like 38. Aren't
38,
you in
that's
your
old
aren't you
shit.
in your 30s?
Website.
She had you at 12.
Yeah, all her high school friends from like 20 years ago. Our high school
yeah.
friends are from 17 years ago.
So it's like 60 years ago.
yeah, that stands to reason.
So yeah, February 4th, 2004, it was launched. It probably didn't really get hot.
So it was
until
4 or
about
5 years.
2006,
It was a few
2008.
years before you like regular people could join. You had to be a college student at first.
I mean, I graduated high school in 06, and I definitely had an account in high school.
Okay.
So maybe I was one of the first. I was hip, I guess.
So you graduated high school in 06?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
He owns a brewery.
No,
And we work
02?
at a goddamn coffee
02.
shop.
02?
02?
Yeah.
We graduated college in 06?
Oh, okay.
Graduated college.
All right,
Okay.
so we're about the same age,
Yeah.
so that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I still feel like shit.
Well,
I
in
must
any
have been
case, you
real
don't
young.
own a brewery. So
Jesus. Yeah, so that's the show. Thanks for coming on. We're actually here to talk about beer.
We're here to
Again.
drink beer.
again, yeah. Can I drink beer?
Drink.
Can I have?
Drink.
Can I have some?
Yes.
This is my glass.
What were you drinking?
I was drinking Captain Lawrence earlier.
Which one?
The Fresh Chester. Do you give me something
You're not
better?
the gluten-free.
No, that's
I
him.
am. That's me.
Gluten-free.
Yeah,
Not
so-
by choice. I like to say that I have celiac. And then people are like, what's that? It's a medical condition where I have to be gluten-free. It's not a choice. Look at that pour. Good job.
Thank you.
It's like you do this for a living or
Can
something.
people actually look at that?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hey.
You're on, yeah, there's camera 1, camera 2.
We're
or,
on. It always confuses me.
yeah.
You get a glass?
Well, I can't have the beer. So what are you giving me here?
I'm giving you a beer.
All right.
But is it a beer you can have?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is technically beer?
So you're a brewer that's bringing gluten-free beer onto the show.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
It's a Dead Radio exclusive.
Well, yeah, he's probably never come to a podcast before, so. But
All right.
You should have played the "What Are You
Cheers-
Drinking" bumper.
Cheers to that. Oh yeah.
All right, so
for
were we
sure.
all drinking different things?
We are drinking different things.
All right.
So this beer.
Here's a bumper for everything. Just wait it out.
drinking? We're a hacky radio show.
Got it.
At its core. I gotta move this book so it doesn't get.
Yeah, I lost the dust jacket about 20 years ago. All right, enough with the "What Are You Drinking?"
It's fine. Just talk over it.
All right, fine. All right, so what are we drinking?
So this gluten-free, it's actually gluten-reduced, if you will.
Oh, okay. Wait, reduced or like
reduced?
So okay.
So it's 95% honey.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a mead soda, if you will.
Mhm.
But there is a little bit of malt to make it beer because it's illegal for me to make something that isn't beer.
Uh-huh.
And then we add enzymes to it to cut down all the
Kind of like what a mission does.
Yeah, like a
Right,
mission.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
But we're starting with like a ridiculously low amount of starch in there. Anyway.
But legally, you have to add malt to it in order to call it beer.
You need at least a handful. You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah, a little.
Otherwise,
sprinkle.
you'd have to call it mead.
Yeah.
Right, and with my license, I'm technically not allowed to do that.
Honey
Okay.
spritzer product.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey spritzer.
It's a malt honey product.
We call it wee bee
Well,
for
we
the
had-
bees.
yeah.
It's small bee. You know?
We had Misto Mead on the show, and he was saying when he was doing his labels, the government wanted him to call it like a non-traditional wine product on his label. He couldn't call it mead.
Wow, that would have been terrible.
Yeah, you don't remember?
I no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I think that's kind of cool. You should just name something
But that sounds
non-traditional
But
wine
that
product.
that sounds like something you buy in a gas station.
Sure.
Yeah, they sell wine product at my market.
Yeah.
On the corner.
Yeah.
And they don't.
It's terrible because it's
not-
5% alcohol.
Well, I
and
haven't
it's
tried
really-
it, but it says wine product on it, and I'm like, I'm not buying this shit.
No, the only time you can rib Matthew for this sometime. He so when you have this is my brother. He does a podcast as well with Bosch. They do a D&D podcast. But when you tell Matthew, "Hey, can you pick up wine on your way?" He will show up at 7:45. So after all the liquor stores have closed, and he will get some of that type of wine from a gas station.
Yeah.
Is it a box wine you're talking
No,
about?
no, it's
Carlo
just,
Rossi.
it's like the undrinkable 5% alcohol wine that they can sell in supermarkets here in New York.
So it's grape juice. with
Yeah, it's
alcohol.
gross.
More or less, yeah.
Pretty much. It's disgusting.
So this is really good.
Can I try a little
Good.
splash of that?
It's like,
so we can all.
Because I think people have like a love-hate relationship with Weebee, which
Why am I giving you that? Yeah.
which I'm
Yeah,
totally fine
I'm just gonna
with.
try it out of yours.
See, here's the thing: if you are a beer drinker,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
see, see, Adam,
We love mead.
we love
Yeah.
mead.
Nice,
We're good
nice.
friends with Salt Point Meadery,
I
Yeah,
believe I'm
cool.
wearing the hat.
and they're great guys. They make fantastic mead. Adam's made mead before, so I'm used to the flavor. I'm used to what I'm
Yeah.
gonna get, especially the drier ones, which is
Yep.
what this is. I don't like the sweet ones that they sell at Ren Fair. I've had them
Correct.
before. They're disgusting. Carol's mead. Carol can go to hell.
Hi, Carol.
What's the alcohol content on that?
That's only 5.5, right?
It's crushable.
Yeah.
It's crushable. It's a
Um,
crushable. It's a crushable, not mead.
It's
Yeah.
a really nice
It's a
color
mead,
too.
mead soda, yeah.
Yeah.
Gold. I like.
But it's a beer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cop to this one. I know that you use champagne yeast in this, yes?
Yes.
But I can taste that it's champagne yeast. It's got that cool musky kind of flavor.
Yep.
I love that. That's like one of my favorite
Yeah.
things about.
Sometimes he tries to go, I can taste a little champagne yeast in there. And it's like, I know you read that from the website.
Yep.
I'm copping to it.
Yeah.
So the peach ale I brought was champagne yeast as well.
Okay.
Which neither of us are drinking at the moment, but that's okay.
So, do you force carbonate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's force carbonated.
But this has got, and this is gonna sound strange. It smells like spearmint to me.
Sure. I think honey is one of those things that's in like every hair product in the bathroom you have right now.
Hell
right?
yeah, everything. I use got
Lotion,
beeswax in it,
toothpaste,
beer,
whatever.
honey, yeah.
There's honey
Sure.
in everything. So I think a lot of people say that about, any product when they taste the mead,
Yeah.
frankly.
But yeah, it's got this kind of cool, like spearmint
Yeah.
kind of smell, taste to it, but not like minty. It just,
Right.
I think it's great. I'm gonna drink the shit out of this.
you go.
Stuff out of this.
Yeah. There's a small child.
Yeah, I
in
know.
there.
I should ring the bell every time I fuck.
Yeah.
Hey.
Every time
There
I
we go.
screw up my language.
So normally the bell is for that's what she said, but
Got
tonight
it.
it will be for every time. We should
Every
put a swear jar in the middle of the table, see how much we can make.
You got like $8 out of me by now.
I'll take your $8.
What we'll get to the beers, the real beers for the real beer drinkers in a second. But what made you think about the little guy, the gluten-free guy?
I mean, I'm a beekeeper, so I have a bunch of hives.
That's awesome.
You have an apiary?
I have an apiary. I have about I only have 8 hives right now, which is low for me. Going into winter, you have to combine weak hives to try and get them really healthy. I want them to make them through the winter. But yeah, I think in California, we had a meadery business that is mead, not meat. And it didn't work out, but, I hooked up with a guy who was a good friend of ours, and his brother, had an apiary down in the Central Valley, and he was all about, going around and renting out the hives. Honey was a byproduct. And he was like, what do we do with this honey? And, we're talking, 15, 55-gallon drums of honey every year. And it's like, that's a byproduct. And it's like, what do we do with it?
Just from pollination. From
just
them
pollination, and you get, the almond crop, you're getting like $115 a hive, per week. Like, that's a lot of money. So the honey was like, whatever. And that was great. And it was like, let's start a business and let's make mead. And we did start a business, but it fizzled out and didn't actually go in anywhere. But, he had a Bradshaw honey farm. It was like 300 hives, and it was cool. And that was kind of my introduction into beekeeping. And that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And, when we moved from California back here, I drove my bees back in my Toyota Camry with me.
Oh, my God.
In a Camry?
And Toyota Camry, man. That's it's like an hour right there.
Did you have to drive with the helmet thing on?
Were they in the back seat?
They were in the back seat in the trunk and the front seat because it was just me. And they did a couple escaped. Well, a couple hives kind of like slid and like the whole hive escaped. So when you're driving down, in Nevada and you're doing like 90 because the speed limit's 85 or whatever. And like a swarm of bees is like crawling over your shoulder, and you're like in the car on the highway, and you're like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And like you roll down the window, right? You're doing 85. Those bees blow to the back of the car, right? and then
I would think it would just scatter them.
No, you roll down the window.
You just peppered the countryside with
Did
bees.
they escape or?
No. And then you get off the next exit, and then you take the hive out, and you let them calm down, and you tape them up with duct tape, and you keep going. It was what it was.
Wow,
it was fun.
You're like, guys, just get back in the box. Get in the box, and they're like, okay, dude, and then get back in, just like that.
Their hive mind is like, sure, man, it's fine.
I'm sure a lot of bees got lost, but it was fun.
Oh man, that's cool. And I mean. Is
so
it just like
one thing I have to ask, is this your honey in this?
This is my honey, but
That's
this is California wildflower honey.
Okay.
Because we just moved here in November.
Yeah. So obviously they haven't produced that much.
Correct.
Oh man, I have so many questions. So like this, this is kind of like your nod to what you used to do, and on top of that, just something for gluten-free people to drink. Did you have that in mind when you made it?
So the meadery company that doesn't exist and never really made it anywhere. Like I made a lot of Weepy, a lot. And one thing about this we realized is because champagne yeast, like it smells sweet, but it's not sweet. It's super dry.
Yeah.
Honey's 100% fermentable. What we realized is Caroline and I, my wife over here, we could literally drink a 5-gallon keg, the two of us in a weekend, and we never had a hangover.
Yeah.
Because there's no residual sugar. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It was like such a clean drink.
Yeah.
So
is that sulfite free as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
so
go.
we've drank a lot of Weeby in our day.
Oh, good.
And this is just like, hey, we opened the brewery. We had a trademark of it at one point in time, and we were like, hey, we finally get to use the name professionally. So that's what this is.
Oh, that's
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's really, really cool.
I've made mead and had trouble having a 5-gallon batch last a week.
Yeah. That's good.
And that's just me. Like, I would give a bottle to you and a bottle to my dad, and then 4.5 gallons, almost 5 gallons, be like half of it be gone in 3 or 4 days, and be like, this is not good.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people, like, they have this stigma to mead, right? It's that 14% sweet,
Yeah.
you know,
People
honey
co-
wine.
That's,
People
it's
come
going
into-
away, though.
People
it's going
come
away.
into our shop
hope
and like,
so.
oh,
Yeah.
how's the mead? I'm like, oh, it's great. It's super dry, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, I like the sweeter meads. I'm like, then you like
No, you
garbage.
don't.
You like garbage.
Yeah.
I actually said, gross to
Yeah.
to a customer
guy-
one time. It was
that
late.
was
It was
so
late at night. It was open
It was
mic.
open mic night, so it was kind of late. He may or may not have had 2 to. No, he had his one shift
I have
drink.
my one shift drink. I always have one shift
Right,
drink. I
one
split
shift,
it between 2
Yeah.
cups, but it's one shift
Yeah,
drink.
I believe
he
you.
said the guy said something about how, oh no, I only like sweet meads, and he goes, ugh.
That's gross.
Yeah, to a customer, he's behind the register. He goes, ugh. And the guy's like, well, I'm a paganist, and I'm in the kitchen. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Like, so am I.
What are you talking about?
I like bees. What?
Yeah. So yeah, no sweet mead. No, thank
Yeah.
you.
This is great, though. I mean,
Yeah.
like, a shout out has to happen for like people like Cousins Ale Works and Sloop, who carry things that I can go there and drink. But it's like other people's stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm not talking talking smack about those guys. It's just they gotta do what they gotta do to get people in, and that's great, and I appreciate all of it. But to like go to a brewery and have something that they make for me, well, at least it feels like it's for me, it's a beautiful thing, and especially nowadays, man. There's a lot of people who got gluten issues. There's people that can't drink this just because it was in there at one point, and that there's the like microns of it.
Yeah, this guy Brian that I know has an
It
allergy.
it was in there.
Yeah, he has an allergy to gluten, so he would he could have it; it wouldn't kill him, but he'd break out in hives because he can't have omission because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's crafted to remove gluten instead of originally being totally gluten free.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's a totally different thing than what he has.
Yeah.
Yours is autoimmune; his is an
Right.
allergy. So.
But this is delicious, and it's got
Yeah.
this kind of nice little like the back at the end. I'm just gonna sit here and drink this while you drink that.
All right, what am I drinking?
You're drinking your berry.
Your berry? Oh,
Yeah, not my
yeah.
berry. Your
Yeah.
berry.
Yeah,
Because we do have my berry
yeah,
on tap.
I know. I had I had it, and I was like, I've had this before. This
Yeah.
must have been in the samples they dropped off. We really like this.
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
berry.
Do your bartenders, when people order that, do they go, my berry? No.
No, but we fuck with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have his berry and her berry and boom berry and zoom berry and clickety clack berry and whatever berry.
Cool.
So it's gonna be a line of berries.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Do you want to play the berry game?
Oh, yeah.
Name 6 berries.
No. Yeah.
It was 7 that we decided.
7 berries.
7 is where it gets hard.
Yeah.
Am I supposed
7
to play?
different berries.
Yeah, go ahead. We know all the berries.
All right.
Yeah.
I know all the berries.
All right. Strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, boysenberry, blueberry. Ooh, that is hard. Cranberry.
Uh-huh.
My wife's helping me.
Yeah. Or as we call it in the East Coast, cheating.
What's that one in my yard in Glastonbury? Mulberry. Yeah. Mulberry. No, that was 7.
That was
but
7.
Yeah,
but we do need more
officially
because we
came up-
cheated.
We
so.
we spent an hour and a half doing this at work. Why? I don't even remember why, but we only came up with 13 berries.
We also would have
We could-
accepted wolfberry and lingonberry.
What's the one up in Alaska? The what berry? I got the honey.
If we get a new berry, I'm excited. There's
Yeah, I'm
goji
sure.
berry.
Goji berry,
No.
acai berry,
No.
Alaska.
It's like fireberry, like a fireberry.
There's a snowberry.
I don't
They're
know.
white.
I think you should Google fireberry.
Well, and then there's all the berries that don't have berry in the name.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
lot of those.
I think currants are a berry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. Cranberries. I don't know.
All right,
I
let's
think
stop
you should
googling.
Google fireberry.
I love berries. Berry talk. With Adam and Ryan.
He's not. He's not googling Fireberry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fireberry. Oh, okay. Fireberry. Oh, there's also the Frankenberry.
There you go.
Frankenberry.
Yeah, look at that. It's like
Fireberry.
Yeah, look at that. It's like a big. It's like a big old bush.
Cool.
All right.
What was that,
they even got
Lillian?
shoes. Fireberry shoes
By Nike.
by Nike. And they'll just latch on to anything, won't they? Oh, now I want to know about the.
Why do you want to know about Fireberries?
Well, I mean, you guys can do your thing, but I'll be over here learning about Fireberries. It doesn't say anything.
This is great for the listeners at home.
That's fine. Ah, well, whatever. Shout out to the Fireberry.
All right. Yes.
So what's up with the Your Berry? Explain that to us.
So again, the berry line. You know, we have a mist line of beers, and then we have a berry line of beers. And the mist and berry line are both, you know, more in the New England style, so they're hazy IPAs. The berry has a fuller body to it. A lot of them we're adding fruit to. Some of them we're adding a little lactose to. But, you know, we're mashing really high. We're keeping the body really high. You know, and they have a lot of fruit flavors coming forward, whether we actually add fruit or not. There's a lot of fruit forwardness to them.
I like the northeast style thing that's going. Is that just the cloudy ass? It's a cloudy ass IPA. Is that what that is?
I think so. I don't really know.
I mean,
you're
do you know
from
the origin-
California. California beers are very different.
Yeah, black IPAs is your thing, right?
No, I think.
Well, I mean, the American IPA really started out there.
Yeah, it's certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think IPA. I think like Lagunitas. I think
Yeah,
Pale
or
Ale. I
Stone.
think Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
All California brewing companies.
I was first introduced to like crazy. I mean, like the first couple I had was like, I think they were Northeast, but when I really got into IPAs, it was Stone. They had that Stone Ruination IPA. Got to the point where that was all I could drink. Everything tasted like nothing.
Yeah, there's too much bitterness in there. It wrecks your palate for anything else. I hear you.
My thing was always darker beers like stouts and everything like that. And Stone, I've talked about it before. The bitter chocolate oatmeal stout, their 12th anniversary. That thing was awesome. I love that. Yeah, that's the thing. And now that I'm thinking of it, a lot of the West Coast beers is what I was, drinking when I first started getting into craft beer.
Yeah,
Just
well,
'cause
there were no breweries around here when we first started drinking real beer.
Yeah. Now they're all over the damn place. Guys just keep popping up.
There are no breweries here. I still don't know what everyone here is talking about.
There's
more than zero.
There's
more than zero.
Yeah, there was zero 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if Blue Collar is still around.
Blue Collar is
They
still
are,
around. There's Millhouse. There's North River's gone. Cousins, Sloop.
I mean, in Poughkeepsie, we have 4 breweries now.
Yeah.
There's 4.
Yeah, there's 4.
So Blue Collar, you guys, and
Plan B, if you count Poughkeepsie town.
oh, Plan B, yeah, they're expensive.
They're good friends of mine. So shout out to Plan B.
Their beers are wild.
They
wild.
are
Well,
wild.
literally, but
Yeah.
and figuratively. But yeah, they just it was
Very
hard
high
to,
price
hard,
point.
Yeah, high
Tough
price
to
point.
tough
and-
to sell at a coffee shop.
Well, we also don't have
That
the
is
room
true.
to stock their stuff because they don't
That is
keg,
true.
right?
Yeah.
They have started kegging, but that's just because their tap room just opened, so they
okay.
need to keg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go back to this New England IPA.
Yeah.
Right? I
Sorry.
mean,
Can I have some more beer?
drink.
Oh, watch watch this guy. It's like
It'll
a
all be gone really
It's like
quick.
a circus act.
So we have this berry series, and we also have this mist series.
Yeah.
And when we talk about New England IPA, I mean, I think we're generally talking about hazy beer, but the mist series for us is, no lactose. We keep it drier. There's tons of dry hops, so there's tons of like fruit forward notes in the hopping character, but it's more approachable. Whereas everyone thinks New England IPA and they think of more of this berry series that we have going, where it's like super high in body. A lot of people are doing double dry hop, which is bullshit because everyone pretty much double dry hops.
Can you just
sorry.
define double dry hop?
So dry hopping, right, is the beer is pretty much done primary fermentation, and then you pretty much, release the pressure, open the top, and you dump in hops. So you're not adding bitterness at that point. You're just adding aroma,
Just
to the
aroma,
beer.
flavor.
Yeah. And the thing about all these New England, yeast, different styles is that you need to double dry hop. A lot of people are adding dry hops in because, the yeast is less flocculent. So to get them to flock out.
Flocculent?
Yeah. So to get
How
them
do
to
you spell that?
So to get them to flock out so that you can reharvest to pitch the next batch of beer, you want to throw in a little bit of hops, but you're not throwing in a lot of them. You're throwing in a little bit, and then you get into whatever. But that's that's one dry hop right there, and then you harvest.
Is she saying hops?
And then you do a double dry hop, the second dry hop, where you dump in the majority of them. So this idea of double dry hopping, to me, it's kind of like, the yeast is telling us we have to do this if we want to reharvest. And it became this stupid marketing thing, I feel like. But freaking all my mist beers, all my berry beers are a double dry hopped beer. I'm never going to market it that way because I think it's gimmicky.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm one of those people that like to subgenre things too. I'm trying to get away from that too. I'm trying to get away from that. So, but I'm looking up the word flocculent, and I hate it when the definition of something has the word in it in just a different way. It says flocculating agents are chemicals that promote flocculation. Oh, thanks.
So you have to look up flocculation now.
By causing colloids and other suspended particles in liquid to aggregate. I have to look up half of these words. So flocculants are used in water treatment processes to improve the sedimentation or filterability of small particles.
Yeah, I always thought the term was when things attenuate, fall to the bottom.
No,
That's
attenuation does not mean. Attenuation is when the yeast eats the sugar.
Okay,
so it's attenuating.
Okay,
so the density. Because sugar has density, so you have a hydrometer, you have a refractometer, you have a densitometer. You're measuring the sugar content in solution, and as you attenuate, that sugar content is going down.
Oh, okay.
I'm your density. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I was just
Had
waiting.
to do it.
Yeah, I have to.
So flocculation is when stuff settles out.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
So in the brewing world, you either have filtration or you have fining or you just have, time and temperature. When it's really cold and it's sitting for a long time, it'll naturally fall out of suspension.
Yeah. When I make mead, I usually I rack the mead.
Yeah.
You put it in the fridge and then everything drops out. And then I generally don't reuse yeast though for home brewing.
For mead and for champagne yeast, I never really reuse it. I mean, dry yeast is fairly cheap. So.
Yeah. Have you ever? A buddy of mine did this, and it was fantastic.
Chad?
But he used no.
Friend of Chad's?
I guess. Yeah. You can use yeast from mead making as to brine a turkey or a ham. If you take a ham and you rub the yeast all over it and you bake it, it's fantastic.
It sounds disgusting.
It looks disgusting, but it's really good.
What is it called when yeast is just used as a food? What is it called?
Is it Vegemite?
Vegemite. Yeah.
Oh yeah?
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard of Vegemite.
Have you ever
high in protein?
Yeah.
What is Vegemite? Just yeast in a jar?
Yeah, Vegemite.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a spread. It's like a protein spread.
Yeah, it's black.
But
too,
have you ever
right?
had nutritive yeast?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, that stuff's good.
My wife takes it all the time.
I can't believe Brooke hasn't used it.
Is that her name? Brooke?
My wife?
Upstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did I not introduce you?
Well, my sister's name is Brooke. So
oh, okay. That's,
not
it's
really.
not your sister.
No.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
Yeah, nutritive yeast it gives if you're making vegan food, it gives it a cheesy flavor. It's good stuff. I use it in my seitan. I'm not vegan. I just like seitan.
Hail Satan.
Yeah, there you
go. Sorry.
So, are you drinking something different?
I am drinking something.
All right. What are you drinking?
So the last two beers we made are Locust Grove Peach Ale It was a collaboration with Locust Grove Farm. It's just right
cool.
across the river. We used about 800 pounds of peaches in a 6-barrel batch, so a shit ton of peaches in a small amount. And then we made Free Your Mind, which is kind of like just a tart dry hop sour, and I'm actually blending the two together, so I'm cheating.
So we're not talking about Locust Grove in Poughkeepsie.
In Poughkeepsie.
We're talking about
I'm
Locust
getting
Grove
married there
in
next
Milton.
year.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are they two different things, or are they affiliated?
Apparently, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, the Locust Grove Farm has been around for 8 generations, so I wouldn't be surprised if they used to own everything, but I don't know the answer there.
The place that I'm getting married is the Samuel B. Morse home. So the guy that came up with Morse code, and amongst other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they just own that as well at some point. I don't know.
I have no idea.
You didn't talk about the Yourberry on Adam.
Oh, what I think of it.
Yeah, what
it's
do you think?
fantastic. Yeah, the only reason we didn't go with this is because we just like the hazy a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but only a little bit
Oh,
better.
you guys had samples at the
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I
didn't
tried
know
this.
you
I
thought
tried
we were shooting
this.
from the hip.
The hazy, I believe there was a double IPA.
Yep, making waves.
Yep. And the brown, which we have on tap now as well.
A good hug.
Yeah.
The oak to brown.
I think a good hug is probably my favorite beer on tap right
Yeah,
now.
I like it. I like the hazy a little bit. I'm more of an IPA guy.
Yeah.
I'm not big on malt forward beers as much.
I mean, I think Your Berry sells. My Berry and Your Berry sell best, but a good hug is,
I think, especially when we're talking about the coffee shop, you got to kind of weigh like what you like versus what you think is going to sell.
I think if you put like a shot of espresso in a good hug, that would be good.
It would be great, except for it would foam over and it would be.
We've tried.
You
it
have to
before.
do it. You have to do espresso cubes, like ice cubes.
Got it.
That's really the only way to do it. We were doing it for a while. It was like, add an espresso shot for $1, and it's like, okay, we'll waste a full beer trying to make this work, and half the espresso goes down the drain anyway. So we stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But if you do a super chilled glass, and pull a shot of espresso into that, or pull it over ice, then add beer, it works. But it's as soon as you put that warm espresso in a beer, it just goes everywhere.
A nightmare.
Yeah, but I've heard of places doing espresso ice cubes in beer, and that sounds like it would be pretty cool. But there's no way, just the logistics of that, we're not doing it.
No way.
Yeah.
So the peach? How do you feel?
I haven't had that one.
Oh, you're not drinking that,
No,
but
not.
you
This
are.
This is the Yourberry.
I think I'm the only one drinking the peach
So-
and the sour,
mind
so
if I
that's
have a
good.
sip? So this
that's
is
the
just the peach?
That's the peach.
Champagne Harvest Ale. Is it?
That was really good. Yeah.
They're all good.
It's it's a little tart, but not overly so, and super drinkable. Great mouthfeel.
Fall in the beer.
The mic arm went a little limp.
That's fine. That'll be all right.
Our goal is to get her to say something at some point.
Or just Lillian. You don't need me.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm just looking at the. I don't want to like give away everything. You didn't bring the nitro milk stout by any chance, did you?
No, the nitro milk stout's one we can't really put in a growler
That's
or
fine,
a can.
that's fine.
You know, we don't have the technology to do a nitrogen widget and it'll just go flat.
Yeah.
So we warn people. We still have people asking to fill a growler, and I warn them, and they're like, "Fill it anyway." And I'm like, "All right,
It's gonna be flat by the
it's
time
gonna
you
be
get
flat
home.
by the time you get
Yeah.
home."
I'm looking at
people ask for nitro cold brew in a growler. It's like it's going to be flat by the time you get to your car.
Yeah. The Bat Exodus is. I'm just I'm looking at the menu here. Sweet oats and nuts and roast and cream. Man, you're singing my song.
That's definitely one of my favorite beers. Absolutely, but
That's what I was
only available at the brewery.
Yeah, what I was saying was before when I was really getting into stouts, the milk stout thing started, coming on the scene. I think Left Hand does their milk stout.
Yeah, their
blew my
nitro milk
fucking-
stout. Holy shit.
Blew
Oh,
my
I got
brains
one, too.
to my brains to smithereens, and but I mean it was all downhill from there. But yeah, it's good to see milk stout on the menu.
And ours is a nitro milk stout. So
Yeah.
you should come try it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
would love
waiting-
to.
I'm
I
waiting
kept
for the pill.
every single day. I was like, I gotta go check that place out, and then I like finally I was like, I could do it today, and then I looked, and you were not open.
Yeah, what are your hours over there?
Yeah, we're Thursday through Sunday and random Wednesdays.
Random Wednesdays.
But Thursday and Friday are 4 to 10.
4 to 10.
And Saturdays 2 to 10, and Sundays 2 to 8.
Yep.
All right. And it's at 40 Cannon Street.
40
in,
Cannon
in,
Street.
in beautiful downtown Poughkeepsie. Yeah, and that district, they're doing their damnedest to kind of build it up too as well, and it's nice to see. And that space is historic as well in a way.
Yeah, so it was the old King's Court Hotel, and that's where the name came from. We just
Mhm.
wanted to keep some of the history to it.
Yeah, I was reading up on it a little bit. They used to, that was like the hotel where, like, you know, if Muddy Waters or whoever was in town, like some big name, that's where they would stay.
Yeah, people
So-
who were performing at the Bardavon, they would stay
Yeah.
at that hotel, like back in the day.
Yeah, it's only a couple blocks away from there, right?
It's right there around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good spot. I was trying to find like a landmark to just tell people, but it's just you're surrounded by municipal lots, which is good.
Which is great, yeah.
Because parking is a pain in the ass
Yeah.
sometimes. So
Yeah, try going to Millhouse.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah. It's like you can park in the church parking lot sometimes, but sometimes you might get towed.
Park on the side street, but car might not be there.
The first thing I said when that place opened, because I was kind of friends with the owner or one of the owners, I was like, "This is like if you're going to be as successful as you need to be with what you're planning on, like where the hell are people going to park?"
I think parking's overrated. Clearly,
Yeah.
Millhouse is doing all right.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, they're doing fine.
They're doing all right.
But the thing is, it's like even if I like, you're just taking Uber from wherever. Yeah.
So and food. You guys do
No food.
No food yet?
No food.
I saw some food truck stuff.
Food trucks on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do try and have food trucks. It's certainly as it's getting colder, it's becoming more difficult.
Mhm.
And then we do have other commercial spaces in the building that the owners are trying to have someone with food move in.
Oh, cool.
So someone has committed. It's going to be a little pizza place, but we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but outside food is always okay to bring in. And
Yep.
We have menus to order into the brewery also.
Yeah.
From neighborhood places.
Ah, so yeah, you're fine with outside food.
Yeah, we didn't want to deal with
You
the
kinda
health
have to be, right?
department, basically.
Oh yeah,
so-
I wouldn't want to either.
Yeah, so
Oh, man.
we're not going to prepare our own food, but if you want to bring in a dinner and drink our beer, that would be great.
I'm gonna bring in hot tuna fish
Perfect.
and burnt popcorn.
Perfect.
By the way, I just updated.
And just throw it on my fermenters. It's cool.
Yeah, I just updated the house rules on Airbnb. No fish. We had somebody stay for 4 days, and they cooked fish every night. The place stunk for 2 weeks.
I went to pick up some stuff for his engagement party, and I went downstairs. I was like, "Damn,
yeah,
this was
And-
like," and it was like that was like
4 days later.
Yeah, 3-4 days later. I was like, "Wow, you weren't kidding, man. This place stinks."
And and the first thing out of his mouth was like, "You giving people a kitchen. You can't tell them what they can and can't cook." He smelled. Ugh.
And then I went, "Well, I
Did you
think
bring
can."
this on the plane from Europe? Because it smells like it. They were our first guests, second guest. So we had to give them a 5-star review. You can't just grenade somebody because then you'll have a 0-star rating.
That's not true.
Oh yeah.
See, the way Airbnb works is you rate your guest and they rate you, but you don't get to see each other's reviews until you're both finish your rating. So
Yeah.
you could ground them down to a nub, but they could give you 5 stars.
But you have to wait until you see the notification that says that they rated you. Rate them back.
No. They get a notification, hey, your host rated you.
Mm-hmm.
You should rate them.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And in
Yeah.
2 weeks, it expires and nobody gets anything.
Did you have beer in the fridge? 0.
It's
Zero
not
rating.
it's not a bad idea.
It's
but I
not.
don't want the liability because someone who's 18 years old could rent my Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
I just put out candy and coffee and stuff.
Yeah. Candy laced with PCP.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, we're at the 45
Yeah,
mark.
let's
You
take
want
a
to take a
break.
quick break, regroup, and we're gonna taste.
You know what? I
more
just
beer.
realized I turned on this camera, but never wound this up.
Oh, so it's just gonna be.
It's just it hasn't been moving at all.
It's
There it
really
goes.
super fast.
Hi.
And then it'll spin. Yeah, so let's take a quick break. If you guys want to check out King's Court Brewing Company, go to kingscourtbrewingcompany.com. They're at 40 Cannon Street in Poughkeepsie, New York. At King's Court Brew Co. on Instagram and at King's Court Brewing Company on Facebook. And your hours again, real quick.
Thursday 4 to 10, Friday 4 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday 2 to 10, and Sunday 2 to 8.
Thursday 2 to 10. Friday 4 to 10. There you go.
Cool.
And there it is.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Drink beer.
Yeah, we could do that.
Oh wait, I gotta do
I
this.
have a
thing.
couple stories when we get back.
What's that?
I have a couple stories when we get back. Don't let me forget.
All right, very good. So just chill out. We'll be back.
Here's the story of a man named Brady. Brady Leo. Pot-smoking, pink-toting, action figure buying guy who found another man's underwear lying in his room after a long night of drinking. An ambiguous situation, yet another mystery unsolved.
Mommy, I left my underwear in Brady's room again. I'm sorry. I'll go find them.
That's the way I like it. That's good. Hey, lick some underwear. Hey, some underwear.
Hi, I'm Andy Reid from Catskill Cabin Conversations on WGXE 90.7 FM. You're listening to Dead Radio Podcast. Enjoy. Do not fear.
I'm really proud of this one. My electro joiner.
Good. I like it.
Fun. I want to do another one.
Yeah.
I haven't done one in a long time.
It's been a while, so we should.
We need new music, maybe a new intro. I don't know. I like the intro. Maybe we stick with it.
I'm cool with it.
All right, well, welcome back, everybody. We're here with
Cortland.
And no, I knew that. And Caroline and Lillian from King's Court Brewery, King's Court Brewing Company. And we're tasting beer, finding out more about a 2-month-old brewery that moved into Poughkeepsie.
Yeah,
it's awesome though. I love.
Yeah, I definitely I reached out to you guys early, and I don't know who I was talking to on Facebook. We were like, maybe let's wait till we're open.
Honestly, when you reached out to us, I was thinking Dead Podcast Radio. I was like, oh, they really love the Grateful Dead.
Nope.
Everyone always goes. Well, not only does everyone always think that, but they always go Dead Podcast Radio instead of Dead Radio Podcast.
That's
it's
a
weird. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's because that's the name of the show. It's not Dead Podcast Radio. It's Dead Radio Podcast.
If you want to check out,
it's kind of. Sorry, go ahead.
If you want to check out King's Court Brewing Company, go to 40 Cannon Street, Poughkeepsie, New York, Thursday through Sunday. They are open at all kinds of weird hours that I don't remember.
It's
10
on
to
their
4,
website.
10 to 4, and 4 to 10, and 8 to 3, and
4 to 10, 4 to 10, 2 to 10, 2 to 8.
All right, there you go.
Cool. Sounds good.
And if we're there and you're there, maybe you just knock on the door and we might open for you. So it's all right.
A solid time to get there, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
From Thursday to Sunday, if you get there at 4 o'clock, they're
and this
somebody's gonna be there.
and
for
this
you.
Wednesday we will be open.
Okay.
This
Yeah, I
Wednesday's
wanted
a
to talk
big
about that
day.
too.
What's the big day?
Well, the gallery in 40 Cannon Street is opening. They're having their ribbon cutting this Wednesday. So we'll be open for that. Plus, we have a Books and Brews Club that meets on once a month.
I
this
saw
Wednesday.
that. So it's a book club with beer?
Yeah, it's a bunch of people that just drink beer and read, which, you fall asleep eventually, but, it's okay.
No, that's cool, though.
And then we're doing Industry Night this Wednesday as well.
Yep.
So
yeah, I saw that, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, so you should
am I
come by.
working?
It's $5 drinks, full pours. Taxes included, so $5 is $5. And, if you serve beer, if you drink beer, if you deliver beer, if you sell beer, if anything beer, just come by and, bring a business card, bring a ticket stub, and drink beer for $5 all night.
We sell your beer.
Which is
Yeah,
if so you
so
should
we
come
can-
drink
we can
my
come.
beer as well.
Yeah, if anybody wants to, if you guys are closed,
Yeah.
if you guys are closed on a Tuesday, come by Crafted Cup at 44 Raymond Avenue, Poughkeepsie,
Right
New
on.
York, and
What
you
time
can
you guys open
try
till?
two of their brews.
What time are you guys open till on Wednesday?
So typically the way our Thursday, Friday, Saturday works is we close at 10 with air quotes right here.
Yeah.
But realistically, this Friday and Saturday, I serve my last beer around midnight.
All right.
I mean, if people are there,
lock-in.
I'm hanging out, So on Wednesday, I'm assuming we close at 10.
Cool.
But if
cool.
people are hanging out, I'm hanging out.
Yeah.
I have no reason why I should close my doors and kick people out.
Yeah, why would you do that?
My commute is walking up 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah,
so.
that's awesome. Wow, it's
Is-
shorter than mine.
Is that awesome though? Is it? I mean, I guess it's good because you guys are owning a business. It's good to be close by and but at the same time, don't you not want to be around? Don't you want to be like, man, I'm 40 minutes out. I can't help you. You got to figure it out yourself.
Well,
I mean, I do love my
I'm
wife.
Pretty sure they don't have 35 employees.
Oh yeah, I guess that's another thing. Like, are you guys like a skeleton crew? Do you have? Is it just you guys?
Yes, we are a skeleton
It's
crew.
just us.
Wow.
Yeah. I design the labels and I help can and then I also do sales.
She doesn't help Ken.
Holy
Well,
moly!
I apply the labels. I apply the labels.
She applies the label
to
to the
can.
full can. Yes.
But no, I've been running around the neighborhood.
She is our sales slash
director.
marketing
Well,
slash.
I have to say, like, we're
You know.
very impressed that you're just like, yeah, we'll get you a keg like within 24 hours.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
wild.
you did that twice. So that's
Well,
really good. And
I
that,
mean,
yeah.
driving 2 miles is really difficult.
It's
you know,
super difficult for some
Yeah.
people.
No, but I mean,
I'm not going to
well,
drop
that's the
any
thing.
fucking names.
If you own a business.
Which word did she say?
I don't know.
Zoom!
She knows she goes ding
Okay.
dong for the doorbell. No, if you own a business, especially like we do, I mean, you wanna want people to like you, and you want to do good business. So we'll be there if you need us.
I mean, I think we're doing all right. Caroline has now been doing sales for all of 2 weeks,
Like
and we're
in my life.
correct. And we're now in like 10 places.
We're in 11 places.
11
in Poughkeepsie
places.
and New Paltz.
So
that's great.
So I think that's pretty good for 2 weeks of doing anything.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also we have also really good beer, so it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's an easy.
I'm
sell.
enjoying it.
It's an easy
Can
sell,
I
and also people want
drink?
to
Can I try some of the sour?
Stuff.
Yeah, drink.
Thank you.
Especially in the Hudson Valley, in Poughkeepsie too nowadays. When you say, oh, these guys are out of Poughkeepsie, they're like, what? And people immediately want to try something that's right around the corner from them around here. They want to try locally made stuff. They prefer to drink and eat locally made, locally grown.
So there's
ingredients in it. And
so as a new brewery, there's like this weird stigma in this area. And I have a lot of people coming in now. We're 2 months old. And they're like, oh, we've been waiting to come in to make sure like you're actually making decent beer now. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Go in, taste.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, well, you know how normal breweries open up and they're not very good. And I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about?
But I don't know. It seems bizarre in this area. And I'm like, no, you should
this
come
is
in.
just like normal, just locals or industry people?
No, these are locals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so dum-dums. Yeah.
I can't say that.
Well,
all of
those
you are
people-
beautiful out there.
Well, the thing is, if I look at the breweries in the area, everything I've had has been pretty much a home run. There's been a couple where I like a little bit more than others, but Millhouse is the first one that kind of Sloop is really the first one.
Oh yeah. Sloop has been
and
around for a
their
while.
stuff like blew my fucking mind. And I was like, "You brewed this in a garage right over there?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, right over there." So to say that's super weird to me to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nano brew.
Yeah. Well, that was what they were doing. They were calling it nano brewing.
Yeah.
They got approved to basically, I guess it was some weird zoning thing. They were allowed to brew commercially out of their garage.
Yeah, I mean, nano brew, I think, is a technical term, honestly. Yeah. I think it's less than 500 barrels a year as a nano brewery.
What's happening over here?
I don't know. Lillian's singing us a song.
All right.
Now she gets shy. So, yeah, that, I don't know. I mean, you got to love your customers and you got to appreciate your customers, but there's going to be a certain percentage of,
You're like, good to see you again.
But this is also coming from a person that works in places and doesn't own places. So I could be a little bit more disparaging.
Until your owner finds out.
Oh, no. We talk about it all the time.
Tanner loves all of his
He
customers.
loves all of his
equally.
customers, except for 20% of them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying we pretty much have to like everybody and bite our tongue all the time.
No, we love you all. We love you all.
We're not going to talk about politics today. Everyone's great.
Ever.
Correct.
If I owned a brewery or even just a bar, there would be a sign up. Don't talk to me about politics.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
it's just
happening.
no politics.
Yeah, you will be kicked out of this place.
So
Because every time it starts at the coffee shop, it gets ugly.
Yeah.
What?
Especially, go ahead. Yeah, not important.
what?
I was going to go on a rant, and it's not necessary.
It's probably better. What brought you to Poughkeepsie though? That's what I'm curious about.
I mean, why not, right?
Stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Did you just throw a dart at a map?
Poughkeepsie.
I can't even spell
I
that.
think most
That's a
people
cool
would be like,
name.
ah,
It's kinda like your
shit.
last name.
How do you pronounce that? Poughkeepsie?
No, I get like calls from people soliciting something. They're like, "You live in Poughkeepsie." I'm like,
Shut
up.
Honestly,
Like, you have no idea.
Poughkeepsie has been like in the back of my mind for a long time. Like when I was in high school, I know it's weird to say.
It is
really
weird. Like,
weird.
how'd you hear of it?
So in high school, I really wanted to go to Vassar.
Ah.
You know, I played basketball and like places were recruiting me, and I visited Poughkeepsie, and it was great. You know, that little downtown strip that exists now.
Yeah.
It didn't exist
Hell
15
no.
years ago.
No,
It didn't like, I walked to the package store, and I was 17 years old, and I got J.W. Dundee's Brown in a can. And, like, I didn't need a fake ID. Like, no problem. It was great. A lot has changed. I didn't go to Vassar. I went to Skidmore in upstate New York, Saratoga Springs. But, yeah, I mean, I'm from Connecticut. She's from Brooklyn. You know, we've lived all around the country. We've been to all the states. You know, her parents still live in Brooklyn. Her parents still have a house up in Hudson. My bees are now up in Livingston. That's where our apiary is. So, you know, we have, like, an affinity for the greater Hudson area.
Ah, well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
essentially it was like, where could our money take us? And it was like Poughkeepsie, and the space was looking for a brewery. So.
Yeah, and the space literally asked Plan B, hey, do you want to open a second space? And they were like, no, but we just met these cool people that want to open a brewery. Talk to them, and we talked to them, and, you know, we'd go to a meeting to talk about the space, and all of a sudden, like, you know, the mayor, who's freaking everywhere, Rob is everywhere, is
boy.
there at the meeting. You know, his wife's at the meeting. The owners of the building are at the meeting. The Dutchess County tourism guy is at the meeting. And we're like, whoa, I'm in jeans and a freaking T-shirt. I am way underdressed for this meeting.
Like, I thought this was Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, what's going on right now?
Rob Rollison, I had my hang-ups a little bit about him, but he's been, as far as I can tell, I mean, I'm not too deep into local politics, but as far as I can tell, the guy loves this town, and he really wants to help this town
I mean,
out.
he's a mayor, right? And as a mayor, when you talk about, like, what is their job, he is the biggest cheerleader for
Hell
the city
yeah.
of Poughkeepsie.
Hell yeah.
And that's great. Be a cheerleader for the city. We certainly need one.
Yeah. The First Friday thing, I know you guys were represented at First Friday, the last one.
The last couple,
I saw
yeah.
a couple of your beers out there. Shit, you might have even been there.
I was not there. My father was there.
And your father's Gary?
My father is Gary.
That's who I was going to ask about. And like Gary's like the mysterious man behind the scenes.
I mean, Gary doesn't do all that much. He still lives in California, but he's here for a month hanging out. He just retired. So
I wrote down managing partner / taster.
/ drink all my beer and get in the way. Hey, Dad, I love you.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, so
he'll never listen to this, by the way.
You guys are just wow. You're doing it by yourselves. That's crazy.
I don't think so.
Well, it's not. Well, I don't mean crazy as in like you're mentally unstable for doing it. I'm like, wow, that's wild. That's amazing. That's a lot of work, and it's
a lot of work.
Kind of see it behind your eyes a little bit.
I'm really tired.
You both look tired.
We have a 1.5-year-old daughter. All right,
you have 1.5-year-old and your own business that just went up 2 months ago. A little sleepy.
Yeah, whatever.
But I mean, how's the sour, by the way?
Yeah, I was just about to. I was going to ask to tell me a little bit about this. This is,
Yeah, so the sour isn't that sour, right?
It's great.
Yeah,
it's
like
well,
three.
not to say that sours aren't great.
Right.
It's a very approachable.
It's
sour.
very approachable.
Yeah.
It's like 3.45 pH, if anyone knows what that means. But you know,
it's really low.
3.2 pH, right, is like 100 times more sour than 3.45 because it's a logarithmic scale. So it's very approachable.
Okay.
Whatever.
Oh, you don't know
logarithmic.
You don't know logarithms? Stupid.
Dictionary.
Get your math game up, son.
So, you know, it's just very approachable. You know, Pilsner malt, a little bit of wheat, you know, lactobacillus in the kettle, so it's a kettle sour. And then we just dry hopped it, you know, so it's just, you know, there's no bitterness in it. There's no hops whatsoever as a bittering component, which you don't want, right? Because bitterness and sour clash. So you want the aroma of hops in it, but you don't really want any bitterness. So, yeah, I think it's really approachable. It started as a Berliner Weiss, and now it's dry hop sour. So it's really low in alcohol. It's 3.8, but I think you can crush like 12 of them, and you're not going to crush your stomach. And
Yeah,
it's going to be totally fine. And
3.8%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
that's the thing with a lot of sours. Just like, this is good, but I don't know if I can drink the whole thing.
Or you're going to be on the toilet for the rest of the day.
I got, when I was up in Cooperstown, we went to Amagang, and we got their Zur, which is a sour cherry sour, and it was like, I opened it, I poured a glass, and then I poured the half of the glass.
Did you just say shit? I didn't hear you.
No, I don't know. Did I?
He said shh.
Yeah.
I poured half the glass into my wife's, and she drank that half, and it was like, that just sat there for a little while. It was like so much sour.
Yeah, I mean, I think people in this area are still, I mean, unless you're, Hudson Valley and Beacon and you're super hip and everyone loves you. I mean, I think people are still, I don't know, skittish, I think might be the right word.
Yeah, for sure.
But, like, sours can be approachable. And I hope that this is like a good introduction. I certainly get customers coming to the brewery, do you have a sour? And it's always, the answer is no. And now I'm like, sure, but it's not like a crazy sour.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So I have a question about the Schwartz beer.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Schwartz beer is basically a German style of beer. It just means a dark lager.
Okay.
We use Kolsch yeast. Like we had a Kolsch, we had the Schwartz beer, and then our cream ale, bubbling in a blow off, is also Kolsch yeast. So all three.
I just had that at Schatzi's.
Yeah,
not Schatzi's. Juan Murphy's.
Sure,
a couple days ago. Yeah.
So all three of those were Kolsch yeast. So they're all lighter in body beers, and I think again that's another stigma in this area. Just because a beer is dark in color doesn't mean it's like big in body and big in malty. The Schwartz beer we have is, if you close your eyes and you drink it, certainly you're going to get some of that roasted malt character. You're going to get some of that coffee character, chocolate character, but it's really light in body.
Drink all this weeby.
Can I have a little bit before you drink all of it?
And it's super drinkable. So I drink a lot of freaking beer, obviously.
I was just seeing if he would react to that, and he did.
It's fine. I have a bottle of wine in the fridge down there.
Shitty bottle of wine,
just in case. I put a bottle of wine in there.
Sorry,
and I was
we got
talking
distracted.
Beer, and you're talking wine.
We got distracted.
I got to be prepared. I wasn't sure if you're going to have the weeby.
I should have brought more beer. Clearly.
Well,
I told
people
you.
underestimate. I have like a backup just in case.
Yeah.
Over here, like open.
Everybody, North River, when they first came on, they just brought like a growler or two, and
they brought like 2 of this size.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm glad I brought beer.
I mean, I didn't know what to bring. Let's be real.
Well, it's more about the conversation. It's more about supporting local businesses and
honestly,
talking about.
If you would ask me, I'm not the booker. Adam books people, but if you were like, "Hey, what should I bring?" I'd be like, "Bring everything," and then you'd be like, "What do you mean everything?" I'd be like, "Everything."
All
this
the
fucker,
beer you have.
This guy drinks this. You can put him away,
especially on Mondays.
Well, I've definitely drank about double what you guys have, so it's all good.
Well,
I see what's going on. All right, no, I'm driving, but again, it's 2 miles, so you know.
You are being recorded live on the internet.
I am, but also my tolerance is at least double what yours guys is.
You guys got quite, and your menu too is extensive too.
Yeah,
considering
it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's all over the place, which I love. I like seeing a lot, and what makes me happy is just weird shit, like weird stuff.
I don't
3
think
gallons
anything's
of
weird.
3 gallons of real fruit smoothie, mango, pineapple, papaya, banana, and orange were added to the beer. That's a little weird.
That's your beer.
That's good though.
But I'm just saying, like but for me, that's good. What made me start drinking beer was like, oh, you can put other stuff in Coors Light to make it taste good. Oh, this isn't Coors Light. This is much better than Coors Light. And
The answer is no. Coors Light still tastes like shit.
I know, but that's once I started having craft beers, all I wanted was to see just inspiration in beers and everything like that.
Well,
And
we
with,
were-
like,
I
the
mean-
Weebee and the Your Berry and the My Berry. That's I can see the inspiration in there, and I like
So-
seeing craft and just artistry when it
So
comes to this stuff.
Ryan Bosch, before diagnosis and after diagnosis of
Yeah.
celiac,
Mhm.
his kind of last hurrah was
BC and AC. Get it
BC
right.
and AC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's before
Celiac
celiac
and after celiac,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So kind of his last hurrah was Dogfish Head. 'Cause that was our favorite brewery back in the day. That I kind of have fallen off a little bit because I kind of go like, what are you doing, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's
But-
just shock value. It's
Yeah, yeah. But back then they were doing some weird shit and it was great. And yeah, we went on vacation down there. We drank entirely too much. Ryan's tummy hurt
a lot.
And then he had to stop drinking the beer.
Yeah, and that was it. I go all over the place. I can't stop staring at the menu. I'm like, oh my god, that sounds really good. Oh my god, that sounds really good. Oh my god, that sounds
Just
really good.
you should just close your laptop. You can't drink anything except for this one thing.
I'm just happy you have something for the kid. Appreciate it. Yeah, KingsCourtBrewingCompany.com if you want to check it out. Where are we here? 117.
Want to start winding down?
Yeah, sure.
I don't have any titles.
None?
Yeah, enjoying the beer. I have one.
We'll keep enjoying. I'm trying to remember. I had another question and I lost it.
I forgot I had stories.
What was the
which
story?
have nothing to do with King's Court Brewing Company.
Just go.
Just go with
Just
it.
let it fly.
So as I was telling you, I started to tell you the story today, but I went shooting yesterday with Amy. So Amy, my fiance, owns a Prius. And it's a great car. Gets really good gas mileage. But when you roll up to the shooting range, which is a private range, which is basically a field.
Don't drink and shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to the range,
Yeah,
our
yeah,
range.
yeah.
Okay.
So a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend introduced me to a friend of theirs that owns a field that he allows us to shoot on. And so we pull in, and I was like, it's a Sunday, shooting season, like hunting season starts like next week. There's going to be people there. So I was like, it'll be fine. So we pull in, we see a jacked up lime green Jeep with like the fucking the giant sticker on the back with the antlers, like the mossy oak, shit like that. I was like, this is gonna be funny. So we pull in, and we're in a Prius, like off road, and we see these guys looking at us. I'm like, what's up, guys? You mind if we join you? It's like, yeah, no problem. We pull in. We have a great day. We talk to him for like 2 hours. We do some shooting. He lets her shoot his handguns, like because one of them was one that she was interested in buying. And he's like, when you guys pulled in, man, I was like, is this a Prius pulling into the shooting range right now? Are you fucking kidding me? I believe the word libtard was used.
Oh man.
Yeah, but they're just out there with their unregistered AR-15s, just shooting and having a good time.
Like,
yeah. So
you guys want to join our militia?
yeah.
No.
But, yeah. So then So we're in a Prius in New Paltz with a bunch of guns in the car, and I just thought that was pretty interesting, especially because the guy was like, "Oh, here we go."
Hi. Is it Liliana or is it going to be Lily? Or Lillian?
Lillian?
You
Can
doing
you hear
the,
us?
You doing the Lily thing or no?
Hi, Lillian.
She's dumbfounded.
Are you okay? Too much apple juice.
She's tweaking pretty hard right now.
My blood sugar. My blood sugar. Right in your mouth. Oh, right in my mouth.
So my second story was last night. There was a fist fight in front of my house.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Between a man and a woman.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So we hear screaming out front.
Who won?
Oh, that's okay. Smack
Noodles everywhere.
So we're watching a movie or whatever, and we hear some screaming out. Now I have to be really careful about the language. She's listening.
Use kid terms.
Yeah. So we hear some yelling outside in front of the house, and there's a car blocking a driveway, car is trying to pull out, can't pull out. And there's a bunch of children outside, and a guy was not letting the woman leave.
Mhm.
And he's screaming at her, she's screaming at him. So I was like, all right, I'm calling the cops. So I call 911 because I don't know the Poughkeepsie Police Department. So I talked to the guy. He's like, okay, we're going to connect you. Let me talk first. I'll tell him what's going on. We go through the whole thing. It all seemed like a gigantic waste of time because people are being punched in the face.
Like as you're talking?
As I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
So, and the guy had a baseball bat.
Lillian.
Yeah.
She won't do it. Every time we look at her, don't look at her.
Okay.
The guy had a
So
baseball
the
bat?
guy had a baseball bat at one point, and he wouldn't let the woman leave. And then I see punches being thrown.
Yeah, she's got it.
Yeah. Hello.
There you go. Do it.
Say hi.
Hi.
She just wants to pet it.
Petting the microphone. Sorry.
So I see punches being thrown behind the driver's door. Where they're parked on our side of the road, so they're facing away, so I can't really see what's happening. Then the woman gets out of the car and squares off against this guy.
Nice.
Like full boxing stance, and they're punching each other in the face.
What does this have to do with beer, by the way?
It doesn't. I just needed to tell the story. So I'm on the phone with 911. I'm like, yeah, they're just punching each other now, and it's a full-on fist fight between a man and a woman. And I mean, she's really holding her own, to be honest. But
she's doing a great job.
Yeah,
job. She's got to slip the jab a little bit better.
And they're like, "Do you see any weapons?" I was like, "I think I saw a baseball bat, but I can't be sure." And so they're like, "Okay, we'll send whatever." And then I'm like standing in the window; they can see me, and I hear that guy's on the phone with the cops right now. I'm like, huh? Like, you can't do this in the street in a neighborhood. So she gets in the car. She takes off. The guy hangs out the whole time. Like, he doesn't leave. Doesn't leave.
That's stupid.
Yeah. And then the cops pull up 17 minutes later. 17.
Good response time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great response time. That's why I have guns. So they pull up 17.
I still do not advocate guns and alcohol.
Well, not at the same
Hops.
time. Hops?
Hops.
I gotta isolate that. Just creepy breathing. I'm gonna loop it and everything.
Yeah.
Halloween is coming up.
So the cops pull up 17 minutes later. They roll down the window. They talk to the guy for 4 seconds and leave. Yeah. So that was. So I just saw fisticuffs between. It was just a full-on, domestic violence situation,
1920?
and they just left.
That was just me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
What do you think?
I don't know if she has a career in radio. She likes to wear the headphones, and she likes to pet the microphone. I think you got a little stage fright. Just say hi.
There you go.
At least it wasn't in the microphone. All right. I think that's the show.
I think so.
We
tried all the beers.
Tried all the beers. Drank most of the beers.
I would say my favorite that I've had so far is the hazy. Yeah. Yeah.
So we got hazy. We got a peach.
I like the peach.
Oh, yeah, the Brewmaster. What's your favorite Brewmaster?
I drink.
He drinks them all.
I drink a lot.
Whatever's in your hand.
Thankfully, we live in the building.
So recently, it's been like you have like 6 bubbling in the blow-offs in the morning, and then you have like 6 a good hug, the oaked brown ale at night, and that's pretty good. And then maybe you have like a playing possum nightcap.
Playing possum nightcap. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find that one.
Imperial
Ooh,
Amber
8.2.
Ale.
Giddy up.
Yeah, it's a nightcap.
Yeah. Nice little milkshake.
I think we're gonna try. At least I'm gonna try and make it out on Wednesday.
I'd like. Oh yeah, I can't. I have another podcast.
He has another podcast to do. So I will try and make it out on Wednesday. I work till 8, so maybe I'll just shoot over straight from work.
Yeah,
you
we'll
guys
still
are
be
you guys
open.
are within skateboarding distance, so that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
She's getting it. It takes a few goes before you settle in.
She's been drinking. No, I'm kidding.
She's been drinking apple juice.
Lots of apple juice.
She got 3 apple juices open.
I know. Sorry.
How's she gonna make it home?
It's called the car seat.
These people that I know who just recently had a baby were at the Crafted Cup, and the mother was holding a beer and holding the kid, and the kid just kind of reached over and grabbed the beer and just put his mouth on it, and
Yeah.
she was just like, all right, fine. If it gets you to stop squirming.
Dude, Lucas, my nephew, he had Killian's Irish Red novelty shot glass, which looked like a beer mug. So it was a 1 ounce or 2 ounce beer mug, and that was his beer cup. Like he got to
That was
have-
his water cup.
Yeah, no, he got 2 ounces of beer, and he would drink it, and he would be all happy.
See, that's illegal, but yes, it helps get the kid to sleep.
This is all allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
Well, I'm
this
playing
happened.
a character.
A little rum on the bottom lips, man.
Yeah.
Gets him to sleep real quick. I have never done that.
Nope.
Nor do we condone it.
Full bottle of NyQuil gets me to sleep real quick. If you guys want to check out King's Court Brewing Company, go to kingscourtbrewingcompany.com. They're at 40 Cannon Street in Poughkeepsie. Open Thursday through Sunday. Let me see if I get this right. Thursday 10 to 4. 4 to 10. Friday 4 to 10. Saturday 2
to
to
10.
10. Sunday 2 to 8.
Good job.
Correct.
All right. I'm really good at my
And
job.
random Wednesdays we're open
Random
too.
Wednesday.
Random Wednesday.
And if you really just want to buy some cans, you could probably knock on the door over there, and we'll open and sell you some cans.
Sweet. Are you guys going to be distributing cans anywhere? Or?
We are distributing cans. Where are we distributing cans?
We have cans at the Bardavon Theater and also at Main Course Catering up by New Paltz.
Hey,
And-
main course. That's our buddy David on Shadow Witch.
And every week things change, so you know.
Cool. Well, you can definitely stop into The Crafted Cup at 44 Raymond Avenue in Poughkeepsie and try...
Not David. Doug. Crazy Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you'd like to try the... it's an oaked brown.
A Good Hug Oak
A
Brown
Good
Ale.
Hug.
And
Who doesn't need a good hug?
Hazy Mist, Hazy IPA. That's at 44 Raymond Avenue in Poughkeepsie, New York at the Crafted Cup. Come by at 11:59. Wait 2 minutes, and then we'll give you one.
Specifically, come out to open mic. We've been selling a lot of beers. at
Yeah,
open
Thursday night's where it's at. Open mic night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people always ask, is it too early for a beer? And I always say no.
No.
In
What is
Germany,
it, 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
No, it's not too early.
In Germany, they've been drinking for 6 hours. So why don't you shut up? Yeah, we also do titles. Not a lot of titles because we were just rapping the whole time.
thinking
And
about beer.
Yeah, I have a couple. I don't know if you want.
I only have You Don't Know Logarithms? Question mark.
I have Super Hip and Everyone Loves You, and Right in My Mouth. Well, there's a no for that.
That was
one.
exactly the noise that you made to that guy with the sweet meat. It's like, ugh.
Super attenuation.
What do you think? What do you got? You don't know about logarithms?
You don't know about logarithms?
I kind of like that
Yeah.
one. I like math jokes.
I think it was that.
How do you feel? It's either the title of the show. That's what we're deciding right now. Yeah, this is a
I
big
didn't
deal.
know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I usually explain it better. Usually Adam compiles a
Usually I
whole
read a
list.
bunch of them, but I've been just concentrating on all the wonderful tastes in my mouth.
That sounds bad too.
That's a good one.
We could do that.
The wonderful taste in my mouth.
All the wonderful tastes in my mouth.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
No, that's the winner right there.
I don't know. I think You Don't Know About Logarithms is probably the PC way to go.
Flocculation.
Flocculation. Yes.
Just go with flocculation.
All right.
I'm good with that.
All right, we'll do flocculation. And
This was mostly just because I'm really tired.
All right, write
Normally-
down flocculation.
flocculation?
FLOCCUATTTTT. Sorry.
Very flocculent.
Flock. FLOCCULATIONE.
New England yeast flocculation.
F-Q. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's no E.
Yeah, you're just mad that I knew how to spell it without having to look it up on the internet.
Flocculation. And what was the other one? All the wonderful tastes in my mouth. I like that one. I don't know.
Free your mind.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm titling this in protest. Flocculation will be good.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure. Because it sounds dirty, but
It
it's
does,
not.
but it's not.
Oh, it is.
It'll
Science.
force people to learn.
No, it's dirty.
What is this? All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us. Next week, anybody?
Not yet.
Not yet.
4 or 5 in the works.
All right.
I think... No, I don't want to tease it because it's not 100%.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Who we
No,
getting?
it's not.
Sugar Ray, the band?
Yeah.
Nice.
Funny enough. Jesus, how'd you guess?
Mark McGrath
Yeah.
in studio next week.
I hear
everyone.
he likes tossing salads.
Yes, he does. He's big into tossing
that's
salad.
A serious...
Uh-huh.
Oh, you
no,
know the
I
story.
remember the
Okay.
story. I sure do. You heard it here, folks. Mark McGrath loves tossing salads.
Flocculation.
Yeah, and flocculation.
All right. Let's get out of here.
All right. Good night, everyone. Godspeed.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
going to
guten-
say Godspeed.
Guten Nacht.
Yeah. I was thinking about saying Guten Tag, and then I remembered that wasn't right, and then I couldn't remember what the right thing was.
Guten Nacht. Guten Abend. Schönen Tag. Tschüssi.